Hello friends, my name is Abhilash and this is the first video that I'm doing on YouTube, so there could be some errors, so I'd say please ignore those. This video is about the new bike that I've bought, the Avenger Cruise 220, and the reason for me to do this video is because I could not find a lot of genuine reviews or feedbacks about this bike on YouTube, except for some videos wherein there had been some alterations made on the vehicle, like the silencers and seats and modification that is done, which was not really very useful for me when I thought of buying the Avenger. So I thought it will be very useful to make up a video which talks about the advantages and disadvantages of Avenger Cruise 220. So let's take you to my garage and let's talk about the bike, and let me show you the bike. Alright, so that's my garage, and you can see my new Avenger Cruise 220 there. This is my bike. That's after the modifications. I've done some modification which I'll talk about later. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is why did I buy Avenger Cruise rather than buying the other bikes in this class. The reason to buy Avenger Cruise 220 was I did inquire about the other cruiser bikes that are available in India, which is under 1.5 to 2 lakhs. The other options were Bullet Enfield and Thunderbird, and then Himalayan. My first option was to go for Himalayan, but the delivery took they said it would take about 3 months for the delivery, which I didn't have a lot of time because I work in Dubai. So I'm here in India for a short vacation, so that's the reason I'm planning of picking up a bike. So I didn't have a lot of time for that. And I did do a test drive on Himalayan, wasn't very satisfactory. The engine response, I quite didn't find it very interesting. And I always felt that Enfield is an overrated bike, which has always been an overrated bike, and they don't have a lot to offer for the price that has been paid. Now, Avenger Cruise was the other option, which I thought would be a useful bike for the price range. The on-road price was about 1,10,000. Then after the modification, it costed me close to about 1.5 to 1.6 lakhs Indian rupees. So some of the reasons to buy the Avenger Cruise is it clocks about 120 kilometers per hour with the windshield. So without the windshield, I'm expecting it would go about 130 to 140. So 120 is pretty decent on the road. So at least it has to go beyond 100 for me in order to go on a cruise ride. On an Enfield after 90, 100, there's a lot of vibrations. Still there is vibrations in Avenger Cruise, but comparatively I feel it's a lot better than the Royal Enfield. And it's more economical. It gives about, the company claims about 45 kilometers mileage, but I think I'm getting somewhere around 35 to 38 kilometers. And I find it more cost effective on terms of the total value of the vehicle, which is 1,10,000, and the fuel economy was about 45 kilometers per hour, so which I get about 38, which is pretty decent. And the spare parts does not cost a lot of money, and more reliable engine. You won't find a lot of complaints like Royal Enfield. So these were the reasons that made me go buy an Avenger Cruise. So yeah, I'm doing this video on my cell phone, so that's the reason I've got this 2 cameras running simultaneously. So why did I go for this Avenger? So those were the reasons why I went for this Avenger. And to talk about the comfort and the reliability of the vehicle, it is quite comfortable for even smaller guys and taller guys, because getting in on the bike and getting out of the bike is much easier. Not a lot of raising up your legs and things like that. And the engine is pretty smooth, has a lot of noise that it makes when it reaches about 120 kilometers per hour, but comparatively okay. I think for the price that you're paying, you can't expect a lot of advantages like in other bikes. And a small issue with the ground clearance because the height isn't as high as the other bikes. You need to be a little careful with larger humps and really bad roads, which is like an off-road where you have a lot of stones and humps. So apart from that, I think it is okay. It's not that it hits on everything that it passes by, but here and there it does have problems if it's really high. So talk about the alterations. There are a couple of alterations that I've done. I don't want to do a lot of alterations which is of no use, like dummy silencer, dummy boxes, extra dummy engines. So the alterations, to start with, the seat is the major alteration that I've done. So the seat, normal seat, is not very comfortable, and there's a curve on the original seat. It normally has a curve here, so that hits the tailbone. So there had been a lot of issues wherein you ride it for about 5 to 10 minutes. You have your tailbone pains and you can't go on long drives. So I'm sure that there are a lot of customers who have similar problems. So this is a design that I've found out online, and some alterations which I thought is would make it more comfortable riding. So this space, there's a small space here that is left wherein your tailbone does not hit on the cushion. So the space is vacant, and so this space has been, there's some sponge put over here in order to lift, raise the seat so that your thigh muscles could rest on the seat, where in the original seat you don't have enough cushion here so that your thigh muscle hits on it. So mostly your pressure goes on your bums, so that's when it starts paining when on long rides. So if it is distributed equally the weight, then probably you can do a little bit more longer rides. And the rear is not much of a difference. There's only a minor difference, which is the height of the sponge. And I've fixed a backrest, because normally when you ride on a Avenger cruise, you accelerate your bike immediately. You have there's a push towards your back, so you have to give a lot of pressure on your elbows. So I thought if there's a backrest, then that would give me a back support. And see, the reason for me to buy this Avenger, one of the reasons which I forgot to say, is that I have a harnated disc, an L5 harnated disc. So I was a sports bike person, and I moved out from sports bike to the Avenger thinking that the seating position and the riding would be much more convenient and much supportive for my back. Okay, so that's about the seats, and the other add-ons are the boxes. These are studs cruise box. So I fixed it on both the sides. So this would give me a capability of carrying about for 24 liters per box, so that's about 48 liters altogether, and it's fixed properly with an extra clamps that had been made, which is very strong, so it does not shiver. So that is very useful to carry a lot of luggage. So that's something that has been very useful for me. And the other alterations that I've done is there's a mobile pouch here where you can put your GPS and your mobile phone. So that's an useful thing that I would say is needed on a bike. And then I've got these chargers. It's a USB charger where you have 2 port, 2 ampere, 5 volt, and then you have GPS, the plug on. So this was bought from Dubai. So that costed roughly, I think it's about 2,500 Indian rupees, and the case is that's about 1,200 rupees. I bought it from India. And the other alterations are the extra lamps, which I really needed it when going on night rides. So these are LED, 4 LED lights, quite powerful, but it does not give you a long range, it's a short range. So that is very useful in terms that you have your lower beam. It stretches close to your lower beam length. So normally when I'm using my high beam, so I can also see my high beam as well as my low beam area. So that is, and on highways when I put my headlight on low beams, so it's much clearer even if you have your opposite vehicle coming on with your high beams, you can still find the road clearly. So that's the use of having these LED lights. So these are the alterations that I've made. Not much other alterations apart from having an extra horn. These horns are really useless, the stock horns. It is I don't know why do they have these horns, because that is almost like a horn in a scooter. So a premium vehicle like this should have a premium horn. So I've unplugged those horns and I've put these horns which are from Dodge company. So these are Bosch horns from Germany. So very loud, very useful. So those sounds like premium horns as well. So yeah, so that is the alterations that I've made, and I don't think I've done any more other alterations apart from having these small mirrors, adjustable mirrors on. I don't know if you can see it. It's got dark here. Yeah, these are twistable side mirrors, so that is very useful to find your your shoulder traffic. And some other thing that I've altered is on my helmet. I've got intercoms for both my helmets, riders as well as the passengers. So both of those are connected with intercoms. So even on high speeds or lower speeds, you can actually have conversations like in a car. And that costed me about 25 grand. So it's bought from UAE, from Dubai actually. So that has an option wherein you can connect your mobile phone to the intercoms, where you can hear music, as well as you can have conversations with your passengers. So it can be connected to 6 intercoms. So if you have other riders along with you, you can connect it to their helmets. So very convenient, very useful on long drives. So yeah, so these are the alterations that I've done. I've got extra saddle bags just in case if I have to go on a longer rides. That would hold about 75 liters of capacity of luggage. So very useful. I bought it from it's called a company called Gods from. Bags are very useful. The advantage of these saddlebags from Gods are that you can actually unplug the saddlebags from your bike and use it as a carry bag in order to carry your luggage. The normal saddlebags is 2 bags where you can lift the whole thing, put it on your shoulder and then walk around. So that is not very feasible option. This can be, these are 2 bags where you have clips in between, so you can unplug those clips and then two people can actually put it on your shoulder. So it turns out to be a shoulder bag as well. So very useful. You can take it on to your room and then you can organize your stuff and bring it back to your bike and then just plug it in and then you can ride away. So that was very useful. Now to tell you about the overall performance that I've had, I've done a couple of trips, short trips, not really long, maybe like 200-250 kilometers. This bike is value for money. 120 kilometers is a reasonable, decent speed which you would need, because being a cruise bike you need to have some extra throttle just in case you hit a big road or a highway or something, a really good road, then you really need some extra throttle. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So and the suspensions are decent, no complaints on the suspension. Engine seems to be pretty nice. But the build quality, since it's Bajaj, you can't expect a lot of high quality material used in this bike. There is some drawbacks on that, because these O-rings these are plated. The very next week I got the bike, the plating started peeling off, and some of these bolts started becoming loose. So I just had to, tighten it. And so overall quality, materials used, I am not very satisfied with it, but okay, probably that is how they are reducing their cost. And the customer satisfaction, see, I had a couple of issues wherein let me show you this here. This is the fuel gauge. So every time it rains, you will have vapor inside this meter. So I thought that was a drawback. So I contacted the showroom and spoke to the guys, and they said no, that is normal. That is how it seems that it is designed. So the vapor would come in and go off after a while, is what they said. And I wanted to make sure that if this information was right from the showroom. So I called up the customer care department for Bajaj, and that was a disaster. It's a total disaster if you really want to contact the Bajaj customer service. There is no way that you can get any sorts of response from them. So that is something I would say, if Bajaj is listening to this, they should really fix on their customer satisfaction, because a premium bike, somebody is buying it thinking that there would be a lot of support from Bajaj or the parent company, wherein that was almost close to zero. So then I gave up on that, and I thought, let's just see how it goes. If there's any other major complaints, then I'll raise an issue at that point. So yeah, so that was something really bad from Bajaj, something they need to fix on. So yeah, so that's about it. Now overall, the bike is okay for the price, and I would say it's okay. So now this review, I'm doing this review because I didn't find a lot of reviews which is very detailed with the performance and satisfaction from a customer. So I hope you guys go through this video. If there's anything that you want to ask me or talk to me, please drop by a comment. And I really hope that this video would be of some use to all of you, all the new people who are planning of buying an Avenger Cruise. So thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful biking.